Welcome to the semester final of ISD Weekly. I'm Lucy Bigham.
And I'm Madison Lebs, and we got a jam-packed show for you today with stories ranging from dances to concerts to debate.
But we'll kick things off with our top story. It's the end of the semester, and for many students, this can be one of the most stressful times of the year. Our very own Olivia Simmons has more on students fighting through the burnout.
With finals week in full swing, each grade faces societal norms and hard expectations that play into their mindset.
I think it's really important to set a schedule for yourself and prioritize, especially the things that are due today and the things you have some time for. I think it's really important to set those boundaries with yourself so that you're not overreaching on things that you should be doing, and you should be focusing on what you can do now, because truly that's all you can do.
Well, it's a mixed bag. Admittedly, sometimes I do it very poorly because I procrastinate. But when I'm not procrastinating, I generally focus very well on prioritizing, just immediately do things because I procrastinate and I have to.
I feel really good. Lots of people say that junior year is the hardest, but I feel really confident this year.
The future is not certain, so there's no point in stressing.
Maybe a little, but it's also like I feel like the more I stress about it, the worse I do. So I kind of just try to like stay calm and be okay and like just get through it. No? Yeah.
I definitely agree with it because I feel like this year compared to last year is a big change, and I'm definitely working very hard to get all my grades up.
I think it's very true. Classes are way harder this year than last year. Yeah.
I'm feeling amazing. Classes, studying for them weren't that hard for me.
I feel good, but I also feel like kind of stressed because I need to get like one grade up that like been bothering me and stuff, but it's pretty good.
While tests, subjects, and outcomes may vary, each grade faces a level of burnout and challenge of balancing changes and the workload.
I think that senioritis is more of a longing to get out of high school and to leave kind of what you've known for so long. And burnout is more of just a fatigue of what you've been doing. It's not necessarily a dislike, it's just mentally it's starting to wear on you.
Personally, I feel burnout can be more temporary of an issue. I specifically have burnout, but that's only because I have a lot going on this week. Generally speaking, I don't feel that way.
I'm going to do the ACT boot camp so that I feel really good about my ACT.
I am nervous because all I ever watch are TikToks on the preps, but you know there's ACT boot camp, so we might have to do that.
I'm pretty confident in it. I took it last year and I had a good score, and then I'm doing the junior boot camp for it this year, so that'll be nice and helpful.
I'm in AP US History, and it's definitely a big step up from history last year.
Yeah, honors English too. It's very hard, way harder than last year.
I don't think it was too much of a jump. The teachers were trying to prepare us properly last year.
Ninth grade science is kind of harder for me than last year's science. It's just like a little bit more difficult, but all the other classes and all my other core classes are pretty good.
In order to help the students receive adequate time, the ISD is holding 2 block days for the finals. However, student responses vary in likeness.
I hate block days. I think they're so long, and we often don't use the time the way we should.
I hate block days. I know they're necessary, but I don't like them at all. They're not my favorite just because I don't like sitting in one space for like a long amount of time. But I feel like I'll do okay.
I really don't like block days. I feel like you shouldn't be in class for that long.
The block days, they'd probably be really good for most people, including me, especially if you're in certain classes where it requires you to write out. I'm a particularly slow writer.
I mean, when I was at Pioneer, the block day schedule helped me because I got like my grades up in the classes I needed to get them up, and I haven't. Well, I think it might go good this year too.
Thanks, Olivia. Now time for something a little more upbeat. The Truman Orchestra was the first of the performing arts to host their Christmas concert.
I think some of us should have asked more questions if we didn't know where we were supposed to be. I don't think it was all teachers' fault ever, but we did have some poor planning sometimes, but yeah. My favorite part was being backstage and listening to other people. Our uniforms are always done really well. I think we look really put together, finding where we needed to be because we were moving all over the place.
My favorite part was probably like the lights of the violins. I thought that was cool. All the moving and the shifting, running into each other and not falling down the stairs. Practicing moving beforehand instead of just doing it first try.
Okay, we had a snow day the day before, so we had no schedule of what was happening. The music was messed up. The band was there. I forgot the band was even there. So they started playing. I jumped out of my seat. I was terrified because they were so loud. What else happened? Oh, yeah, there was a basketball game happening at the exact same time. They were everywhere. They were watching us. I want to say no band, but we sound really good together. But we just don't have the space for all of us in one area. And the auditorium is so small. And like my parents had to stand up to watch the concert, and they did not like that. So we just need bigger space. But that's a lot to say. Donate to orchestra, guys. We need money.
Speaking of music, there was plenty of music to dance to at this year's Winter Bash, which took place just recently.
The event was really great. We had a pretty good turnout. It was Special Olympics athletes from around the Kansas City area. We had, I think, 2 Truman athletes show up, but it was a good event. I mean, we had, I think, 100 people.
So basically, we just brought all the decoration that we gathered throughout the week and brought it to the cafeteria and then put it all up on the walls and stuff.
We started working on it at the beginning of November, and then it was the very beginning of December, just this last weekend. And what we did, basically, we were asked to make decorations and get volunteers, so that's what we did. We made a lot of different decorations. We made a photo booth for people to take pictures at. We put up, a bunch of little snowflakes that people in class made around the cafeteria, and we had quite a few different volunteers in stucco.
I decorated, and then I helped to run bingo.
There was food, there was games, there was music, lots of dancing. It was just a really great place to be that night.
It was really hype and lit, and everybody was dancing and playing bingo and making crafts.
I would definitely love to see more volunteering for these Special Olympics events, just because Special Olympics is such an important thing to me, and we should definitely be supporting our fellow students. I mean, they're athletes too, so we should support them like we go to support our football team and our baseball team. Coming up in January is the Polar Plunge, and I hope people will sign up for that.
For some Truman students, that was their last chance to watch a Truman Orchestra concert because some of the seniors will graduate at semester. However, for the freshmen, they are just beginning their journey through high school, and many of them now officially have made a commitment to graduate.
I think it is important because it's inspiring to people.
I think it is important because it influences other freshmen to graduate, especially when a senior is talking on stage.
I would say yes. I can't think of a reason why I wouldn't be.
Yes, because you wouldn't sign it if you didn't want to eventually graduate.
Kind of. It just will probably change a lot by my graduation, so my signature might not stay the same. So,
yes.
Inspiring because the people have done this before, and so I would know that it really is possible for me to do it also.
It's going to give me motivation that I can be like them because they're all kind of in the same shoes as me.
I would say happy because we point out and be like, hey, that's my name.
It's been a month of big events for Truman, and Speech and Debate added another one to that list when they hosted a massive tournament for schools all around the area.
I ran hospitality, which is feeding judges and stuff. So we got food from Mr. Graham's room to bring it down to the culinary rooms. I don't know much about any of the other tournament stuff because I wasn't helping with that, but I do know that we were, Mr. Graham's room was a workshop pretty much. We were setting up ballots and doing all of that kind of stuff. So we were working on it for a couple weeks probably. Probably one moment that I think was one of the most important was the start of the tournament, because people were starting to come in early, so we had to figure out really quickly how to get that solved without it creating bigger problems. I enjoy putting on tournaments here because it creates a community, and people will know Truman High School for one of the things that hosts tournaments that can be good.
A lot of the preparation was definitely months long. We kind of just took turns setting up organizations and different committees, really focusing on different groups and different tasks. A lot of the first years, a lot of the underclassmen really stepped up and did a lot more effort than I was expecting and really took on roles that weren't necessarily their job but definitely needed.
Okay, so it was like mainly after school stuff of just like prepping judges' sheets, rooms, ballots, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Honestly, for me, it was like collaborating like with the person that I was working with in my job, and it was just like a lot of fun working with her and a bunch of the other people on the team. I really enjoy putting on tournaments because I just like enjoy helping judges, other people's, and my own teammates, just getting to like work together like as like more together as a group than like we normally would at a tournament. Like now that we're hosting one, and we just have to work together a lot more than usual, and it's just really enjoyable. I think the tournament went great, and we spent a lot of like hard work on it, and it just went really well, and I enjoyed it.
It varied from whatever your job was to job was. Like for me, it looks like stuffing ballots into binders and for cutting out questions and preparing questions. But if you had a different job, it looked like kind of different. Overall, we had to print a lot of paper for a lot of ballots and just make sure everyone knew what they were doing. I think definitely looking at a lot of people step up, especially like juniors and sophomores and people stepping into their roles, and whether it be a leadership position or not, people really just like holding themselves accountable and holding other people accountable to make sure the tournament ran way smooth this year. I really love just hosting and mostly just showing how put together our team is, and showing like all the other schools that our school, we have a strong debate team, and also showing like how much teamwork we have and how much working together that we actually do in comparison to other teams.
Eventually, all events and concerts and dances and the finals will end, and then it comes time for a 2-week winter break. We caught up with some of the students to hear about their plans for the holidays.
I just plan to stay home, hang out with friends, watch movies, and chill after stress.
I'm gonna go to my grandma's, and
Well, we always do the same thing on Christmas. We'll always go to my uncle's because he has the biggest house, and so all my family goes there. So I'll probably just do that.
A hatch alarm clock. I'm so excited for that.
probably some more clothes and like hoodies and stuff.
A MacBook.
I want to say like going and watching Christmas Vacation. Like I recently started doing this, but watching Christmas Vacation at Union Station, that's a lot of fun.
Watching movies and making gingerbread houses.
On Christmas Eve, we open one present early, and then we also watch It's a Wonderful Life, which is my favorite Christmas movie.
I think doing like the Elf on the Shelf things, I thought that was really fun to do, and it kind of ruined the magic getting older with that.
Probably like Audra said, the Elf on the Shelf.
My 3 Elf on the Shelves.
Merry Christmas! Thanks for joining us this week for all the latest news and information.
Make sure to tune in after break for more coverage from the ISD Weekly.